The penguin kept walking, and we kept watching. No one knew if it would reach the mountains. No one knew if it would survive. No one knew if it mattered. And maybe that is the point. Meaning is not guaranteed. Purpose is not measured. Survival does not equate to understanding. Sometimes the only way to live fully is to step outside the loop, to abandon certainty, to walk toward the unknown. From the outside, it looked like failure. From the inside, it might have been the only way to remain whole. The colony continued, oblivious. The feeding grounds went untouched. Life repeated in patterns others found comforting. And yet, the penguin's walk became a symbol for all of us who feel the pull of something greater than routine, for all of us who hear the quiet call to move differently, even when the world cannot understand. Society will always ask why. History will always measure results. The observer will always seek logic. But some journeys are not meant for explanation. Some meaning is invisible. Some survival is measured not in days or victories, but in the courage to continue walking when no one else does. We cannot know the penguin's thoughts. We cannot know its fears. We cannot know its dreams. But we can see its movement. And in that movement, we recognize something timeless. We recognize the human moment of rupture, the refusal to be contained, the courage to choose the path that feels alive. Because life is not only what others see, it is what we carry inward. It is the unseen story that gives our steps weight. The penguin became famous not for arriving, not for succeeding, but for walking. And sometimes that is all it takes, to step outside, to leave the colony, to move toward mountains unknown and cold, to feel alive when the loop no longer sustains you. And in that simple act, the quiet truth reveals itself. Freedom, meaning, and life itself are often invisible from the outside, but they exist wherever courage chooses to walk. From the outside, it may have looked like madness. From the inside, it was the only way to stay alive. Throughout history, the people who changed the world first looked like they were abandoning it. They left the center. They stepped outside the circle. They walked toward something no one else could see. Monks left cities and went into deserts. Explorers sailed past the last known shoreline. Philosophers questioned gods. Artists rejected tradition. Scientists challenged reality itself. From the outside, each one looked dangerous. A monk abandoning society looked like someone running from responsibility. An explorer looked like someone chasing death. A thinker looked like a traitor to belief. An artist looked like a failure. But inside each of them was the same feeling the penguin might have felt, a quiet pressure, a sense that remaining inside the loop was no longer possible. Society calls this deviation. History later calls it vision. The mountain as a symbol. The penguin did not walk toward chaos, it walked toward mountains. Mountains are where nothing grows easily, where air is thin, where survival is hard. They are not destinations of comfort, they are destinations of transformation. Humans have always associated mountains with meaning. Moses climbed one, Buddha sat beneath one, monks built monasteries into cliffs, prophets went upward to hear something deeper. Mountains represent separation from noise, from repetition, from the colony. When the penguin walked away from the ice toward the mountains, it unknowingly followed the oldest symbolic path humanity knows, the path of isolation in search of coherence. Why society punishes departure. Every society survives by agreement. We agree on what is normal. We agree on what is success. We agree on what is failure. When someone leaves that agreement, it feels like betrayal, not because they are wrong, but because their movement questions the story. If one person can step outside, then the rules are not absolute. And if the rules are not absolute, then everyone must ask themselves, why am I still here? That is an uncomfortable question. So societies respond with labels: crazy, lost, broken, dangerous. Not to describe the person, but to protect the system. The penguin was labeled abnormal. Humans who walk away are labeled unstable, but neither label explains the inner reason. The invisible life of meaning. From the outside, we see behavior. From the inside, there is narrative. We see a penguin leaving, it feels a pull. We see a person quitting a career, they feel suffocated. We see someone rejecting religion, they feel dishonest. We see someone choosing solitude, they feel clarity. Meaning lives inside. It does not translate cleanly into action. That is why it is so easy to misjudge. We mistake silence for emptiness. We mistake distance for failure. We mistake deviation for destruction. But often, these are not endings, they are beginnings. The cost of walking alone. There is always a price for leaving the colony. You lose protection, you lose certainty, you lose applause. The penguin walked into danger. So do humans who step outside the script. They risk loneliness, misunderstanding, poverty, rejection, fear, and sometimes death. Not physical death, but social death, being erased from the story others tell. That is why most beings stay, not because the path is right, but because it is safe, and safety can feel more convincing than truth. From absurdity to meaning. Absurdity is what something looks like when we don't share its reason. To the colony, the penguin is absurd. To itself, it may be necessary. To society, the outsider is irrational. To themselves, they are finally aligned. The distance between these two perspectives is where suffering lives. It is where misunderstanding is born, and it is where meaning hides. We all carry a mountain. Not everyone walks away physically. Some people walk away internally. They stop believing what they once believed. They stop wanting what they once wanted. They stop repeating what they were taught. They remain in the colony, but their mind is already in the mountains. And that can be just as terrifying, because movement does not always look like motion. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like refusal. Sometimes it looks like stillness. Why this story went viral. The penguin story went viral not because it was strange, but because it was familiar. People saw themselves in that walk. The person leaving a toxic life, the person questioning everything, the person walking away from expectations. It was not a penguin, it was a mirror, a reminder that deviation feels lonely, but also deeply human. There is always a split between what is seen and what is felt. Externally, a penguin walking into death. Internally, a being responding to something invisible. We do this with humans too. We see someone quit their life and call it destruction. They feel like they just survived something worse. We see someone isolate and call it depression. They feel like they are finally breathing. We see someone abandon success and call it failure. They feel like they escaped. Meaning does not travel well between perspectives. It fractures, it distorts. What looks like collapse from one angle can be coherence from another. The loneliness of choosing a different path. The hardest part of walking away is not the danger, it is the silence. No crowd, no echo, no mirror. Only you and your direction. The penguin doesn't know if the mountains hold anything, but it walks anyway. because staying no longer feels possible. This is the moment every person who breaks a pattern faces, not knowing if there is something ahead, only knowing that going back feels worse. That is why deviation looks like madness, because it requires moving without guarantee, and that is something systems are not designed to allow. The symbol we can't escape. The penguin became a symbol not because it succeeded, but because it dared. It represented the human moment of rupture, the moment when instinct and meaning collide, when survival and purpose split, when the loop breaks. We don't know what happened to the penguin, but maybe that is the lesson. Meaning is not in the outcome, it is in the movement. It is in the decision to step out of the script, to walk towards something unnamed, to accept uncertainty instead of repetition. What if the loop is the real danger? We assume safety lies in staying, but what if stagnation is its own kind of death? What if the colony protects the body but starves the mind? What if walking away is not self-destruction, but self-preservation? From the outside, it makes no sense. From the inside, it is the only thing that still feels true. The story is not about penguins. It's about us, about the moment when staying feels more dangerous than leaving, about the moment when the colony feels louder than the silence, about the moment when walking into the unknown feels safer than repeating the known. From the outside, he is walking toward death. From the inside, he is walking toward something that still feels like life. And maybe breaking free from the loop always looks like madness until enough people do it.